Disclaimer: this video contains the topics of grooming, sexual art, and talk of minors, self-harm, suicide, and DID fake claiming, and more of that nature. If you aren't comfortable with those topics or under 16, you may want to click off of this video. Do not attack anyone mentioned in this video, even the person we talk about in this video. Everyone mentioned in this video is a minor and don't need harassment. This is created to spread awareness and warn you of this person.
Pausing this video to say that he now goes by a different name. He goes by Jordan and his new user is Jordiedummy. Isn't that nice? Anyways, since that I recorded this audio a while ago, we're still calling him by Amber. So yeah.
Amberisanorange is an online artist on various platforms like Instagram with almost 1K follows, TikTok, and is online on Discord. They go by Amber, so I will go by that name, as well as he, him pronouns. They mostly drew Edgeworld fan art, now drawing cookie run art. They were pretty active in a fandom of a YouTube channel called The Unnamed Show, which is ran by my friend. Most of the events that happen in this timeline are from the Unnamed Show official Discord server. Now that we know who this person is, let's get on to how this started. In the beginning, Amber was pretty active on the server, would reply to the creators, and would even draw fan art pretty often. Though on this day, he posted a drawing of the character Mac naked, as well as an OC that he shipped with another character, Madeline, that was a stalker. They would start to draw specific characters dead, and claimed it being in their AU. Most of these drawings were towards Madeline, drawing her dead, severely depressed, stalked, and even her naked. During this time, some people on the server became a friend group, including the creators of the server. Around this date would be the start of Amber and another member in the server, Max, that started a relationship. Max was 12 while Amber was almost 16. Max was very open about his age, and Amber claimed the relationship was not sexual. They seemed lovey-dovey, yet in the closer picture, Amber was grooming Max. Though in the DMs, Amber would talk very open of their sexual thoughts, and even drew art of them together. At this time, we did not know, and Max did not tell us this. Max felt bad for him. Before that, Amber said his dad was in the ER. Max felt bad and stayed with him. At this day, Amber broke up with Max and entered a poly relationship with two other members, Lavi and Serial. These two were in a relationship for around 6 months, and Amber wanted to be, and it was very rude. The bad thing was that Amber didn't break up with Max before getting into the relationship, instead entering it while Max was asleep. One of the people, Lavi, wasn't poly and didn't want to be in a poly relationship. In between this time, Amber vented in general, again, and got called out for it. Though we gave him a chance, since it wasn't a big oopsie to us, Amber and Serial were starting to be mean to Lavi, would single her out while the other two became closer. Serial would be more mean to us, calling us freaks, and yelled at all of us because of us sending an image that Amber did not like. Amber would send screenshots of not safe for work drawings of one of the characters named Dilf. The drawing was called Dilf in the Snow. Later on, drawings were posted of other characters in sexual situations, including two of my friends that are both minors. Examples are Nash is a cutie and Satan is a sweetie. Amber said that it was from an anonymous person on Newgrounds and claimed he wasn't the person, though it was obvious both of their art styles were the same, and Amber was the one that discovered these drawings. Serial and Lavi ended their relationship, with Lavi telling us that Serial lied about a lot of things in the relationship, mainly having feelings for her and feeling bad, as well as talking about Edgeworld and the Unnamed Show characters inappropriately in closed DMs. This was when we found out Amber was a groomer and a bad person in general. We were sent proof of Amber wanting to sexually roleplay things with Max, and would openly tell him about him touching himself, etc. At this time, we kicked Amber out of the server. We were friends with Amber, so we were shocked, since they seemed to be against these topics as well. We also got evidence of everything Amber was accused of. Most of this evidence was sent to a different server that is now deleted, so we cannot add enough evidence on that. As soon as evidence hit, Serial left the server, which made us believe they supported him since they would still talk. We made announcements of what Amber did. We thought it was the end of that. During this, Amber would block our friend group from his social media, as we were seeing his posts and stories to show more evidence. We were also starting to write the first script of this video, which obviously more stuff happened, and we needed any evidence of what he had to say. We saw that he had a profile picture drawn by someone else and had a heart by it. I ended up messaging them and asked if they were in a relationship with Amber, and they said yes. They also stated they were 13 and were in a poly relationship with both Amber and Serial. I sent them that Amber was a groomer and we sent proof. They ended up ending the relationship and I was able to comfort them. At this time, Amber found out we were seeing his stories and posts, so he would block all of us and even say we were stalking him and harassing him. We made secret accounts to see his stories since he blocked all of us. Sorry, Amber, we trolled you. When some of us tried to confront him on DMs, he would deny that he groomed Max and would downplay what he did. Also around this time, he put on his story that he was a DID system. He started actively posting on his story talking about his alters, which to us seemed very out of nowhere. We will talk later on why this is important. A few days later, Amber was messaged by Nash to ask questions and even give him the chance to explain himself. We did this to get more evidence, but he wanted to apologize and wanted to be back on the server. Nash gave a list of him to people he should apologize to. Today he sent me one along with other people. To me, he only said that he was rude to everyone and didn't apologize for the grooming or drawing not safe for work of some of us. I didn't say I forgave him, but since Nash and the others forgave him, I just went with it. The next few days, he didn't do much wrong. He would draw more fan art of the show and became active again. The day before this, Amber posted ship art of him and Nash on the server. He would also talk lovey-dovey about him. I got confused and ended up DMing Nash if they were together. He said it was, and for me I grew mad. I was so confused on how Amber was trusted that quickly, and how the relationship started so quick, especially with Nash not liking Amber before he was on the server. Because of this, I left the server and ended my friendship with Nash. I didn't want to associate anyone with Amber after this, and even texted him myself telling him to be a good person to Nash. I apologize for being that way at the time. It was wrong for me to get mad and even end a friendship like that over something dumb. The next days, I apologized to Nash, and I was able to become friends with him again and was added back on the server, though I avoided Amber. This day, Nash broke up with Amber. The reasons were that during the relationship, Amber didn't talk to Nash. At this time, Amber was very open about his DID, and he would always front with his alters. This was when our suspicion grew that he maybe didn't have DID, because before I explain why we think this and show evidence, we are not fake claiming him. We are stating some concerns and contradict his system, and he wasn't diagnosed. We also talked about this with people that were diagnosed to ask questions and see their view. Before Amber came out as a system, he didn't mention anything of having DID. He never questioned it, and he had none of the symptoms. Also, when he was back on the server, the way he fronted and talked his alters was not how it worked. It was almost like roleplay, and he was able to make out which alter fronts when. All of his alters were fictives, and it seemed confusing, with most of them being characters from the show. To what I know, DID is formed early on due to trauma and the body can't handle it. So they form different identities, personalities/alters to help with them cope. But the fictives he did have didn't really have roles, and they were just there. He also gave his DID as an excuse to why he forgets the server rules, not to be rude to his friends, etc. We seemed based off of him manipulating and grooming others. We suggested him coming out with DID as a way to manipulate us more to give him more excuses. Amber would frequently go to our anonymous channel and put confessions on how he loved a specific person and wanted to be theirs. He would go into detail that he was jealous that the person he liked was already in a relationship and wanted to ruin it. He ended up confessing it was him, and I wanted to guess who he liked. He DM'd me that the person he liked was me. I got awkward since he didn't show any sign of liking me, was recently in a relationship, and that I have a partner already. I asked if we could still be friends, and he said yes. I texted Nash about this, and he said that he's liked me for a while, back when he was with Serial, and explained more of why they broke up. He told me that Amber even liked me while dating Nash and dating Lavender. Lavender and Amber recently got into a relationship during this. This was when I knew that Amber manipulated both of them into liking them, and he didn't have feelings for them in the beginning. I knew this. I knew this whole time that maybe he didn't change, and that was true. He used Nash's feelings just to feel validated and loved, using him. I didn't know what to do, so I got silent from the server and Amber. One day he would go on a specific person was annoying him and wanted them out of his life. He would leave the chat when I started talking, and would only talk to the other person, but not me. One day there was a call with a few of our friend group and him. I joined since I wasn't on call with them in so long. When I joined, he left and he said that he was annoyed at someone. I left the call since I wasn't really saying anything anymore. And as soon as I left, he joined back again in the call. At this moment, I knew he was annoyed at me and just being an ass again. I ended up talking with Nash about it, and I decided to ban Amber from the server. I needed it to be done. He texted me asking what he did. I confronted him. He denied that he liked me for that long, denied that he wasn't annoyed at me, and he admitted/apologized that he quote-unquote fucked up again with Nash when he promised he wouldn't. I was tired of his excuses and apologies. I told him everything he did wrong, and all he said was that he would never bother us again. Obviously, he did bother us again by what happened next. The same night, he changed his username to quote-unquote dead LOL. He did this the first time we banned him. I texted him why he did that, and he told me and the others to look out for his real name on the news. He was referring to killing himself. I told him not to, and our group ended up freaking out. We couldn't believe he was doing this, again. He would dangle his life to us, and he was in the wrong. And the next day, he would act like nothing happened. We didn't want to kill himself. He then went live on his Instagram, and he was mumbling, and he was going to end his life. We saw that he grabbed scissors and talked in a way that a video game character would. After the live, he went on his story showing he drank acetone, which can be deadly if taken a lot. We wouldn't contact him since he blocked all of us, and the next day he turned out to be fine. Over the beginning of November, he would post all over his story to leave him alone, telling us that he didn't groom anyone and that he was just a kid. Amber, if you're watching this, being a kid doesn't excuse everything you've done, especially grooming and being sexual with a person years older. Sure, it can explain why you were immature to that point, but it does not mean you have the free to cheat, lie, manipulate, groom, dangle your life to us, and threaten us. You are sick and you need professional help. The next few days, Lavi shared a lot of her DMs with Amber, showing us that Amber talked sexually towards Lavi, sent her more not safe for work of the unnamed show cast, not safe for work of himself, Lavi, and Serial, and overall being creepy and babying Lavi. During this, Amber was still in his stories blaming things on us that we can't let go. This whole time, Amber told us he wasn't drawing not safe for work and was sending it to a minor and to someone that is uncomfortable with not safe for work. He lied to us, again, and that was when I knew I needed to contact him. Nothing too much to talk about, but this was when we questioned if he had DID because he came out saying he wasn't a system and only had a delusional attachment to characters, specifically Dilf from the unnamed show. My boyfriend sent messages to Amber himself and told him to stop talking about us in his story, to stop lying to his followers, and to not hurt any other minors, and to get professional help. No matter how much he said, Amber would always reply to kill himself. My boyfriend was mainly mad that he drew not safe for work of me in one of Amber's altars at the time. And I even stated many times to him that we didn't want not safe for work art of Matt drawn, since he is basically me in one of my personas. I realized I still had his number saved and sent a long message to him, saying that we were starting to make a video calling him out, and that if he replied with a kill yourself, it only adds more evidence and shows that he was immature. He said that he never wanted drama, saying that we were the ones bringing it up more and more. And he was still actively on his accounts talking shit about us and posting about the unnamed show still. He denied drawing not safe for work, liking me when dating Nash and Lavi, and even downplayed him grooming Max, saying that it didn't matter because they were both minors at the time, when they had an almost 4-year age gap. The mature age of those two are very different, and even at age 16, you can still be seen as a pedophile/groomer depending on the other's age. I explained to him more how he was wrong and he was being dramatic, saying that none of it mattered, and that we were all going to die someday, and that it was stupid internet drama. And sure, it could be useless in the next 100 years, but the point is preventing you from doing this again. It's to spread awareness of grooming and to show justice for the people you lied to. It was obvious you didn't care about changing and didn't want to get better. He said that we should all kill ourselves and that the world would have no more drama. Great, Amber, acting like a video game character in their villain arc. I then explained that the world wouldn't be better if we all died, and he just didn't care. I got mad and decided to be sarcastic. He ended up getting mad and mocked my friend and me by spamming 8-ball into our convo. He then called Nash stupid by mocking him with the 8-ball. I then told him he was sarcastically funny, and that's when he sent proof of him hurting himself. I told him no, and I didn't need it. He then sent an image of him slitting his wrists. No warning, no censor, just his arm out there bleeding. I told him that he was sick, that he was insane, and he didn't care. Then he blocked me. The next day, I was very overwhelmed with the situation. I told a counselor from school everything that happened. I was told that it was serious and I needed to report it. My counselor called in an officer and I made the report. I showed him the proof, explaining more, and even gave Amber's information. I didn't mean for it to get to that point of this fast. I didn't plan on making a report about it, but thinking about it, I'm glad I talked about it. If it's to help Max, our friends in the group, and even more people out there that could have ran into him. The cop told me that if they can't find evidence to get him into trouble, then they would at least send him to a mental hospital. Amber was more active on TikTok at this time, coming out as a DID system again, along with talking about the unnamed show more. We aren't mad that he still draws and is into the unnamed show. We just really dislike him and his involvement in it. My boyfriend went on his account, calling him out for being a groomer and for faking DID. Since it was very strange how he said he wasn't a system after being one for months, then saying he is one again. Amber then replied that the police already investigated and that they let him off. He said that it was because the sexual talk was only roleplay, when no, it wasn't. You told Max that you touched yourself and even drew not safe for work drawings of you two, even with Lavi and me. He was obviously not at the hospital and he was still active on TikTok and Instagram. So we know we don't have justice yet. He's still out there knowing what he did, and we can't do anything. Even now, another reason why we talk about this is because if anyone brought it up with him, he would deny everything and put all of the blame to us, saying that we were overreacting and saying that he didn't do any of those things or that it doesn't matter enough for him to get in trouble. That's why we made this video, to show that you don't have to be an adult to groom children, that there are people like this, and that it could happen with your friend. This whole thing has happened over 8 months now, and each day we get more proof of what he's done. And thank you for watching.